How do I assemble a wing?
Yeah, how do you assemble a wing?
A task force.
Yeah, how do I assemble a task force?
Declare at the beginning of your turn which ships in the same space would like to move as a task force.
And what is the advantage of a task force?
It means, the disadvantage is they only move as fast as the slower ship in the task force. They can move together, they can all deal with encounters together, and they can do breakaway and evasion rolls together, which is when you're trying to leave an area with an enemy ship.
Or conversely, you're trying to block an enemy ship from, say, sneaking past you and killing all your outposts.
Yeah, that's true. Well, they don't block, that just means you'll get free attacks on them.
So I'm going to create a wing.
Task force.
Yeah. The Venture and the Reliant.
Okay. I feel like we should give that a name, but
I might also throw in the Equinox as well.
Okay, so you're making like a big fleet.
I'm making a scanning fleet.
As opposed to my...
It's like the nerd fleet.
Yeah, I'm making a fleet of nerds. So that's these three here, and they're good at scanning and that kind of stuff. I think, is that the Equinox? Yeah. So actually, he wants to be on 10 with his weapons disabled.
I can't believe I have 6 ships.
So I just have like a... No, wait, the engines are 1.
I can't believe two of my ships were damaged by stellar emission. I'm just not good at this exploration-y stuff.
No, you smash and
I need to think about.
In fact, the Nagvar is genuinely
though.
terrifying, Ben.
So
full
the Venture's
capacity
on
has
9.
17 weapons.
The Reliant
It's a lot. That's a lot of weapons.
needs. So the Reliant's got crap engines. Oh god, it's so bad.
Well, the Reliant.
Yeah.
It's not very reliable.
Its engines are so bad.
Hey, let's not be mean to the Reliant. Look, basically, this is just going to be funny. And also, in fairness, I am historically terribly unlucky at this game, so that's probably going to...
It seems to be, yeah, it's definitely seems to be an accurate assessment. Okay, Reliant, I'm looking for the one with sensors 7 and guns 0, because I can't actually turn on my guns and my sensors at the same time.
It's an old ship.
Great.
You don't have a lot of power.
So these ships were all invented before dual-core processors.
Essentially. Basically, yeah, the Federation just doesn't know about them.
This one has terrible engines. Oh, the engines on the Equinox are so bad.
I just remembered something stupid. No, I didn't.
Equinox can't go in the wing, the fleet.
Right, it's too slow.
It's much too slow. In fact, in a way, the Defiant would be a better call. But the thing about the Defiant is that... I don't know if maybe I should put the Yeager in to protect them. And then
Well, you're still quite a distance from any hostile fleet. Like, the nearest powerful warship is my IKS Bortas, which is 1 damaged, and 2 is going to Romulan space. Basically because Romulans are sneaky and I want to kill them.
Okay.
I've only done combat in this game once, and it went extremely badly. So I'm not super keen to get into combat until I've seen how it works again.
See, I did the Klingons last time and gone to combat a lot, but I was fighting the Federation, who just kept dodging, and fighting the Romulans, whose decloak ships were always bigger than I thought.
I tried to dodge, but I couldn't succeed. So I guess I'm just terrible at Federation. Click, 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 click. How does this work? Why can I not have my engines and sensors on at the same time? These ships are terrible.
Then don't worry, I'll kill a few. Ben will kill a few
Well,
more.
you don't need your... Bear in mind that at the beginning, you're just choosing your starting thing, so it's good to just have engines. You can always power adjust once you deal with
once
stuff.
you find the problem, once you find what you're dealing with.
Can you power adjust during an encounter?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that helps.
You can't power adjust if you're being attacked in combat. I think that's the only situation. Yeah. Or if you've already power adjusted that turn. And you can't power adjust mid-movement.
Okay, well let's put the Equinox back in this one then. Here we go. Fleet, fucking task force, whatever. I don't know. Group, team. Wait, where did I seem to have an extra card. I'm supposed to have 4, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this guy's gonna go. This is a crew guy, so he's gonna go and do a crew thing on the Venture, I think.
What does he do?
Well, when I roll for a sensors check, I can roll 2 dice and pick the one I want.
Oh, that's quite handy.
Yeah.
And then it's Reginald Barkley.
Reginald Barkley. He's the guy.
And then you draw another card there, so you always have 4 in your hand.
So Reginald Barkley is the dude from The Thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's completely correct.
Paul, what's he from?
He's from the Next Generation, and I think he showed up again in Voyages. He's like a really neurotic engineering type. Super genius, but super bad at dealing with humans.
So I've also got William Riker. He makes weapons better. So William Riker is going to go and be on the Defiant, I think.
That makes sense, I think.
So that's cool. So the crew, these crew members all have like classes. Like Reginald Barclay's an engineer and Riker's an officer. So you can only have like one of each class on the ship.
Yeah, so you can't have two captains. One person has to be. And some officers can be either a captain or, say, a crew member, which does different things. I have this weird feeling that all my ships are about to get saboteurs on them for some reason.
How did you know?
It's a guess.
really weird. I was just thinking that.
So I've got a card here. I don't really understand. What's the benefit of this ability?
So basically what would happen in this situation is if you were to lose a crew member for some reason, say from an alien abduction, then she would mean it would go back into your hand rather than being discarded forever.
Well, discarding isn't forever.
Rather than being discarded.
So what's the difference between discard and trash?
If a card is trash, it means it never comes back. If a card is discarded, then when you reshuffle your deck, when you run out of cards, it comes back again.
Is that likely to happen?
Yes.
Okay, because we didn't cycle the deck once when we played.
No, but that's because we weren't really cycling
Slamming
cards a
through
lot.
cards.
Okay, well this is Beverly Crusher, Will Wheaton's mom.
In the show, yeah, to emphasize.
Yeah, and she says he got turned into a spider and now he has a disease named after him.
Huh.
That actually happened to Barclay, so...
Oh, cool.
Is that Barclay?
Yeah, Barclay turned into a spider. Star Trek is occasionally weird.
Did he get better?
He did get better.
That's weird. But like a house spider or like a big
like
spider
a kind
monster?
of giant spider monster thing.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, he's pretty freaked out by it. And fairly understandably. I can't remember the exact... So
No, I think he's
if
neurotic.
I remember correctly, there's like a virus that sort of like makes you revert to an earlier stage in your evolutionary tract.
Which is a spider.
If you go back far enough, apparently.
Okay.
I'm not sure they understood genetics that well. Go on, Federation. Do some stuff.
William Riker's, it says, you have the bridge number 1. Jean-Luc Picard.
Who did you put William Riker on?
He's on the Defiant with Beverly Crusher.
That's
Yay.
nice. They can be friends.
Yeah.
Okay, go kill some stuff. Or explode, preferably.
Alright, so I'm going to send my task force out. No, wait, can they do a scan action from... No, let's move first, right?
Yeah, you may as well.
So let's just go straight up onto this space here and see what this
Is
is.
that the whole task force?
Q-type star. Yeah, the whole task force moves together.
Here you go.
So that's a Q-type star, an encounter on a 1 or a 2, so I'm going to roll this die.
Oh, there is the giant dice. No
6.
encounter.
No
So you
encounter.
can keep moving.
Do they keep moving?
Well, my
It's-
lowest engine is 6, I think. So I've
that's
got
1, and you got 5 to
So
move
you
out.
can keep moving to
so
one
I've got
more.
one more space. So I think what we're going to do is...
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you're gonna run away
Go
from
that
the
way.
right.
Oh, subspace rift. Oh, good.
That sounds bad.
Yeah, it is bad.
Okay.
It says here, any ship that ends its turn in this location, which will be all of them, with engines greater than 5 takes 1 damage. Any ship passing through this location must roll 1 die. On a 1 to a 4, it takes 1 damage.
So all of your ships have
Yeah.
engines more than 5, so they all and there may be an encounter here as well.
So I would do the encounter first, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I haven't ended my turn yet.
Do you want to, is that a 6? Or are we gonna
Let's reroll it.
Okay.
If it's not flat on the table, we'll reroll.
No. Can you stop destroying my fleet?
No.
Okay, there's no encounter, but all his ships get damaged because of
Well,
the rift.
wait a minute, because it says at the end of my turn, right? Yeah, which means that I could, course...
Actually, what you can do is you could power adjust all the ships if you have engines of less than 5.
Yeah.
So the ends.
They all have the option for engines less than 5.
Yeah, so basically what they can do is they can jump in and then all turn their engines off. So
I would probably prefer not to do that, but what I'll do is I'll finish moving these guys and see, maybe I will just power just all of these ones to save them all from becoming damaged.
Unless
or maybe I'll just be like, I hate that one.
I
That
hate the
one
Equinox. The Equinox could test how good our engines are.
Yeah. So instead, let's send the Yeager out. The Yeager's going to go this way. Dark Matter Nebula, -2 engines, size 8. Why is this garbage? Why is it pointing that way?
Because that's the right way.
Yeah, the Yeager flies this way. You're flying it backwards. Yeah, those are the engines.
No, those are the guns.
No, they're definitely. You know what? Whatever you say, buddy.
So you decide, does it go this way or does it go this way? I think it goes this way, so I'm going to fly it that way.
Jaeger's just backing out. And just
No, these are its arms and that's its face.
Look,
That's
those
its
are
eyes.
the. Okay, you know what? This is not one.
Transformer ship.
Transform away. No encounter.
The,
but I think it's stuck there.
The revolutionary technology of the Yeager was that it could go either way.
In both directions.
It has a cockpit at both
It's
ends.
a bold new step in Federation design.
So my engines are 9, so I could move forward one more.
Yeah.
Except I have -2 engines.
-2 engines.
So you can't.
You can't. So the Yeager basically flies into a nebula and becomes stuck, unless he has a car that boosts engines.
I'm going to use pushing the limits. Disable one of your movement or engines tests. Disable one of your systems and add its rating to the engines.
What are you going to turn off?
I don't know. What am I? The Yeager.
I mean, you can probably realistically you can probably turn off weapons for now because
Well, my sensors rating is currently 0.
maybe
so
turn off sensors.
I think I'll turn off sensors.
No, but you add that amount to the
yeah, don't turn off sensors. What's your weapon rating right now?
Okay, so weapon
You-
is
you-
7. Sensors is 0.
You only need 2 more to get out.
Do I need?
Because your engines are 9, right? So you've used 1 to move there, so 8, so it's 6. You
So
only
you need
need
2
2. You
more.
need 2 more engines. What other systems do you have you can turn
So
off?
I'm either going to disable the weapons or the shields.
Put your
I would vote weapons,
So you know when it's.
frankly.
Yeah, weapons off.
Okay.
Okay, so weapons are off, you get 2 more. That's a good, interesting way to come.
Empty space. Oh yeah. So that was
Dark matter nebula, so you
So the -2 engines, do I get those back now? Or
Yeah.
is that like spent?
It's at the end. Oh, yeah, you get them back because it's while you're there.
Okay, so actually this is size 8, and that was 8 to move into it.
No, it's
One-
1 to move into
1 to move
it.
into it, and then 8 to move out of
So
it.
9.
So,
So
9.
9. So I've currently got engines of 16. So I've actually got 5 more engines. So I
So
can
you
go
can
into
still keep
space.
going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless
That's-
you find an encounter which will stop you.
Look, because I'm pushing the limits, babies.
You did not find an encounter, you can keep going.
Woo! Class J Nebula plus 4 shields.
Ah, dang it.
Okay, and let's see if I have an encounter. I
You do.
So I'm gonna sit
I will
there
read your
and
encounters.
look scary at the Klingons, like.
Mysterious abductions.
Oh, for fuck's sake! There's no crew on it. There's no crew.
Yeah,
on it.
there's no crew
So
on
this
it.
is the one I had with
What
Ben.
did you turn off? The engines, or the weapons, or the shields?
I turned off the weapons.
Okay, a previously unknown alien race is kidnapping crew from your ship. Attempt a level 12 shield test to prevent these abductions. What are your shields right now?
6.
You can succeed if you roll a 6. And if you do, you get a victory point.
I should have another card, right?
You should have 4 cards.
Yeah, because I used one. Oh, wow. Okay. Cool. If I want to play a card, do I have to do it now?
Yes. You have to do it prior to the roll, unless it precisely says otherwise.
Okay, well, I'll use emergency power. We need all the power you can muster, mister.
Okay, and
I fail.
you still fail. So you just don't get the victory points. But because you have no crew cards on the Yeager, they don't get abducted.
Yeah, well, a bunch of crew were abducted, but they were...
They were peons and mindless
So,
drones.
actually, this leads me into the anecdote of why I'm wearing a Game of Thrones shirt on the show. Because I could have worn a Star Trek shirt, but I was talking to my friends about it, and they're like, well, you have to wear a red shirt.
This is true.
And I was like, why do I have to wear a red shirt? And they were like, just do it. So I'm wearing a red shirt. I don't know why, but it's cool.
Would you like
We
to know?
shouldn't tell them.
Okay, yeah. You know, though, internet. Hopefully.
So,
And you still have the Defiant to move.
oh, look at that guy. He's like, yeah.
The Defiant, yeah, with Reginald Barclay on board. Spider-Man! Here we go, Spider-Man.
He's on the venture.
Oh, which one's that?
It's in the fleet.
Here somewhere.
Oh, it's that one. Yeah, that's right.
You have everyone else on the
Oh,
venture.
this is the William Riker and Beverly Crusher ship.
Which is the same as that.
Okay, I'm definitely not going to the Dark Matter Nebula because that sucked. So let's just go straight forward into this Type M star. That's fine. That's just
You
a
might
star.
Very encounter.
It's very encounter heavy.
It's not. It's not flat.
It's not flat. That we said it's not flat. So you
That's
still get an encounter.
Here we go.
Ben, thank you. Encounter. Displacement wave. A wave of subspace energy pushes your starship off course. Attempt a level 12 engine test to break through the wave before the car leaves the sector. So if you succeed, you get the victory point. But if you fail, the ship goes back in the reinforcements pool and you lose the crew on it.
Why?
So yeah, you need level 12 engines.
Why did the crew get lost?
Right, presumably the subspace wave sort of injures them all and then they go to hospital.
Well, you're on the highest engines you
What
can
engines are you
muster.
on?
9, so...
So, I mean, you have a fairly good chance of
yeah, but
success.
2 and 3.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to use all power to the engines, which lets me turn the dial to the highest engines. I can't do it because I'm already on it, but it does also give me +1 to engines.
Okay, so you basically, unless you roll a 1, you succeed.
Very good.
Excellent.
I can only play one card per thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but you should draw another one.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
6. It's not. Is
It's
it?
not flat,
It's not
I'll
flat.
Oh my god, okay.
Yeah, use your own rules.
Yeah,
Small
I made these.
rolls.
Oh!
So the Defiant, you fail. You don't get the victory point. The Defiant is knocked back to the here,
I'm
and
sorry,
you lose
mate.
these crew.
Well, yeah, but Beverly Crusher means I shuffle Will Wright
You
back
will rise
into
and
my
goes back
deck.
into your deck. So
Okay.
he doesn't go forever. But
That's not so bad.
okay, you can now take actions
Oh, including Dr. Crusher.
Oh, cool.
because she's a doctor and presumably rescues people.
That's okay.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, it's okay. I mean, to be fair, you got both of your ships, like, screwed up.
I'm actually
so.
doing worse than you at this point.
So here's your
So,
actions.
well, and also this means that basically I'm now free to just adjust the engines of all of those ships, so they're not
It doesn't
fucked.
cost an action to adjust engines, does it?
No, it doesn't cost an action to adjust the dials. But I don't actually know what actions I want to
May
do.
I make a suggestion, which is scan those 3 regions. You have 3 ships in the area. You can have every ship scanned, and you can chart the best course for your task ship.
Can I? Oh, I can only scan adjacent ones, right?
Yeah, and you can scan all those 3 regions, and then because you have most of your hitting powers in that fleet.
And scan means that I look at it and I don't show these guys, so only I know. And then I put down a scan token, and then I can look at it whenever I want. And then they can't see it. And they...
All right, Sneaky Balls Romulans.
Oh no, we're waiting for his actions.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're used to playing at off-camera speed.
I am.
Which is
it's
start
true.
the next turn before you're finished. You decide.
It's also, in fairness, I'm known for playing my turns very quickly, so
Well, that's generally beneficial, except when you're trying to explain to people on the internet what
this
you're
is
doing.
completely true. I'm sorry, people of the internet.
And I'm sorry that Dr. William and Beverly got screwed up. So let's change this engine here on the what's this? The Reliant. If I'm going to do some scanning, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
As long as they're not disabled,
as
right?
long as they have some power in them.
Well, what about 0? Because
That's
0
fine.
is
0 is fine.
0
It's
is
just-
Yeah,
all.
they're
Just
on.
D for
Yeah, they're
disabled
on.
means
They're
fine.
just,
Well, I only have one setting that's engines under 3, so I mean
suggest-
engines under 5. So that's
So you should
engines
do
3.
that so you don't blow up your entire fleet.
So that one goes down to 3. This is the Equinox. I'm sure it has shit engines somewhere. Yeah. Oh, it's got lots of shit engines. Wow. I'm trying not to go, but the okay. So we're gonna go to. Oh, but the engine's 5 means the sensors are disabled. If I want to keep the sensors on, I can only have engines 1. Why are these so bad, man?
Because they're not very good. Like, they are tiny, tiny, awful ships.
This is like the dad's army of Star Trek ships.
If it makes you feel better, I can come kill them. I could be nice and take my giant battle fleet and come blow you up.
Should have just left them to die.
In fairness, you are bringing your only good combat ship towards my damaged weak one.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, no offense, but that's like the only fiber offense.
Yeah, no, that does completely make sense. I don't. I mean, actually, to be honest, if you were to blow up the Quandok, I wouldn't really mind so much, because then I can bring in a size 2 ship to replace it.
Yeah, I feel like we've got a reasonably good deal going on here.
Yeah.
Okay, so the problem with the Venture is it doesn't have engines less than 5.
So the Venture's getting damaged whatever happens, essentially.
Yeah, it certainly seems that way.
That's unfortunate.
But I can adjust this if I want. But I quite like it where it is, to be honest. Yeager.
Shields up.
Yeah. Well, shields are up. Weapons are up. I suppose I could put the shields down 1 and put the engine. So I could put the. What's that one? The Quandok.
The Quandok is damaged and terrible. Its highest possible shield setting is 3. At the moment.
So I'm gonna yeah, I don't need weapon 7, so I'm gonna stick 1 more power into the shield there. So but wait, when you come over here you'll get +4 shields.
Yep.
That's true. So,
If I come over there though.
yeah, that's true. That's fine. This is fine. Okay, good. So now I'm gonna take at the end of my turn. So I'm gonna take 3 actions here, and just scan these 3. So I'm just gonna take a quick look, cheeky look at what this is. I'm gonna share this with you guys. Nobody look at what that is. Even though you can all look at the viewfinder.
I'm not looking at the
I think that will be cheating.
Yeah.
Ben! Bad Romulan.
At least he's role playing.
Yeah, that's true. Dun dun dun.
Dun 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 dun.
What is it?
Would you believe me if I told you empty space?
No.
Yeah, I would.
I don't trust these
There's
federations.
a lot of space in
I'll
space.
tell you what.
Space is mainly empty space.
That's true.
There.
Alright.